Invest 96 could become our next named storm, could threaten parts of the Caribbean this weekend, and there's even the possibility for some U.S. impact from this one. From the Storm Center, I'm Jeff Huffman. Certainly early in the waiting game here, but the Hurricane Center labeling Invest 96 as having a high chance of development. I think it's more likely to take place late Thursday into Friday. That's when it's going to lose some of its dry air that's been surrounding the system, and then it should continue on a west-northwest path into the northeastern Caribbean, and it's basically track thereafter still very much uncertain. Remember, it's kind of hard to track something that really hasn't developed yet. Satellite data shows all that dry air keeping thunderstorms from forming over much of the Caribbean now, but once this wave breaks apart from the ITCZ, that zone of convergence where the trade winds meet up, Invest 96 is likely then to develop. Certainly has warm water ahead of it, especially when it moves into the northern Caribbean and into the Bahamas. If it moves in that direction, water temperatures are no longer going to be an issue. And it's starting to now carry its own moisture with it. Still some dry air you can see there on the northern side being kind of pulled into the system. But once this moisture is able to kind of wrap itself around all four sides, it will likely develop. Here are the potential paths, all the different model lines. I paused this at noon on Saturday because by then we should know a whole lot more on how this could impact the U.S. I really wouldn't react just yet to any of the preliminary forecast models you're seeing. We certainly have some time to watch this, but there's also reasonable agreement that it could move through the islands and be somewhere sitting off the coast of Florida by Monday or Tuesday. I've seen some models project it moving into the Gulf, some turn it out to sea. So really, all options are on the table at this point. Let's take a look at the moisture on FUTURETRACK. There you can see all kinds of moisture wrapped around the system as it moves through the island chain there in the northern Caribbean. We're going to watch something developing up here called a ridge of high pressure, and how strong this ridge becomes will play a big role in whether or not whatever develops here, possibly a tropical storm Cristobal, moves north or moves northwest. All right, so we're going to be certainly watching the strength of that high pressure ridge early next week. Not a whole lot of wind shear with the system. Here it is right there. There could be some wind shear developing once it gets closer to Florida, depending on how a front moves off the east coast. Still, a lot of questions, a lot more questions than answers at this point. What you need to know, there is a high chance it will develop. There is the possibility for U.S. impact early next week. It's too early for details, but hey, we're here 24 hours a day, keeping you updated on your local station's website and, of course, on the air on your Florida Public Radio station.